Falcon.
Yeah.
I mean, unless you're in San Diego and these two are teaming together.
Right.
This is not something that's very common to us.
Right. But I do think they're a solid team. I think that they're both they both complement each other well. A lot of times Peach has a problem with rush down characters. Falcon is one of the best rush down characters in this game. And I think that they both combo very, very well. And their style just suits that, even just in terms of Tearbear and SlayerZ. And so, you do definitely see there's a lot of clutch strings from them coming up at the end. But now we have Fallen and Ito here, coming out of their loss from winning finals.
Again, another solid team.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's really unfortunate, actually, because when they were in winners finals, I saw Fallen and Ito. They, for the most part, were playing very well. However, they really weren't playing in terms of doubles. Like, their chemistry wasn't super crazy. They weren't doing any strong strings together when there was 2-on-1. They weren't covering each other as much. But 1-on-1, they were doing okay. Ito was having a little rocky sometimes, but other than that, he was doing okay. However, towards the end, wow,
good for him.
Oh, but he'll die as well. So they trade those stocks. But as I was saying earlier, it seemed that towards the end of the winners final, it seemed like Ito and Fallen were actually going ahead and utilizing more combo strings, covering more options, definitely kind of designating who is who in the team in terms of being an aggressor versus this tank. I hope to see that now in this losers finals here. And wow, that down tilt.
Down tilt so strong.
Yeah, and I'm surprised he actually didn't hit Ito right there. He for a spike. Definitely would have liked to see a Nair. However, he will not get that. Like Fallen right there, trying to chase after him, but doesn't get well.
There goes Luma.
Yeah.
So now Fallen's not gonna have that Luma shield.
Yep. Wow. Notice that right now Terry has been so comfortable off stage, which is very odd for a character like Falcon, who's actually horrific on stage. And see, there we go again. So that was a not too bad string, but in terms of the time allotted to Ito and Fallen, you definitely want to see something that would have racked more damage.
Yeah,
that definitely was an optimized string, and so that's something you have to know too in doubles. Like, yeah, you can freestyle stuff, which is always good, but you want to also know when you're in those kind of situations and you have enough time to set up, you should have some optimized strings so you can get the most bang for your buck, right?
So we got just Fallen doing, what is those, neutral layers, just covering such a wide area because it just lasts so long.
Yeah, Rosalind is known for her lingering hitboxes, so definitely a strong character to edge guarding. Even if she doesn't get the strong hit of her dare, getting that meaty portion will kill. Oh man. I think Terry might have been able to live there, but what happened is he wanted to make sure that all died, so he threw out an up air just in case.
He's got a very close game here.
Yeah, this is definitely down to the wire, and yeah, great strings right there. However, like SlayerZ will die because of that, and so now we're not just but wow,
Terry can still bring this back.
Yeah, Terry can still bring this back. He almost got a kill right there. Actually, he read the air dodge and actually almost killed Fallen, but he had fast Fallen too soon, and of course, Rosalind, floaty character, he ended up not getting the knee. Great player at him, recognized that he was pressuring Fallen, and he was in a situation where he could get a kill. Wow. So Fallen is all out at this point. Yep. That will make it back, and that custom upbeat definitely putting some mileage. Oh, wow. Great Luma warp to Bear. Well played by Fallen, man.
That Luma's so strong.
Oh yeah, dude. She's strong. She has some ridiculous strings from it too, because actually she can Luma warp into up tilt, and so she can go Luma warp into up tilt, and then she can go ahead and do up air right afterwards, and she can do some strings where she can kill some characters at 60.
That's ridiculous.
Yeah, it is crazy. People need to be prepared for that Luma warp. A lot of people right now, they just seen, Luma warp to up tilt or Luma warp to this, and it's like, oh, that's strong. There's something far worse. There's a lot of strings that she can do. Kind of, reminiscent of the stuff that we actually saw in her first trailer that we saw her Smash review in 3DS. She definitely has some stuff that are exponentially easier to set up due to the Luma warp. But anyways, now we're going on to game 2. Wow, great stream right there from SlayerZ. And it seems at this point that, again, it's fairly even. It seems that SlayerZ is doing fairly well, but he's getting stringed, and again, he's getting in the center, and that's a dangerous situation, especially when you're a character like Peach. So big, and she has a huge hurt box. So you do not want to be sandwiched in between players because you will die.
SlayerZ kills Tearbear with that fair.
Yeah.
It's very unfortunate because this was kind of close still. I mean, they weren't that far behind in percentage.
Yeah.
So they definitely could have brought it back. And even now, they can still bring it back, but to lose a stock like that?
Yeah, it's definitely not fun. I'm sure that he's definitely not happy about that. Yeah, so
we got elbows. Terry definitely throwing out those elbows, trying to catch something.
All those bows, man. Luda knows what's up. So yeah, now we got, again, Fallen going in with that Rosa, man. Going ham. And you always got to be wary, man, especially edge guarding, because Fallen's edge guarding is always on point with the character, and when you have a character with such huge hitboxes, you have to respect it. A lot of characters, they just can't do anything about it.
That's true. Like, those big hitboxes are just, I don't know, they're maybe a little too big.
Yeah, they're huge.
Because they can just catch anything.
Yeah. And so what I saw from SlayerZ actually was really, really good. And he actually was able to go ahead and hit blue team's ledge vulnerability. And so for those of you who don't know, if you actually, whenever anyone grabs a ledge, even though they may have some invincibility the first time they grab the ledge, they actually have 2 frames where they're vulnerable. But the thing about it, oh my god, and that dare is so dirty, man. Standing on them.
Nice bear, though.
Yeah.
Follow it up with a nice bear, pick up that stock.
Absolutely. And going back to what I was saying, so what happens is Peach Stare is actually terrific for getting characters when they're trying to auto snap, because even if they do end up auto snapping in between, what will happen is the dare will still, the multiple hits will still hit in the vulnerability frames, and so she can rack up a lot of damage just simply sitting at the ledge, and what SlayerZ was doing. However, he did get killed, but now again he's going for a lot of dares, and that's set up because that's something that you can set up in the combos himself, and it's a tell for Terry to know, like, hey, there's a long move, and so he can come over and he can combo from there. So anyways, this is coming down to the wire. It seems like Ito this time around has been stock taking fairly well. A lot of people have kind of been leaving him behind, and Fallen is taking pretty much the majority of the pressure, which allowed Ito to pretty much go in and tank.
Alright, so just like we were before, now we're back to Terry.
Yeah, oh,
give that one
right there, and that bear.
Great bear!
And so this is huge right here. And so Terry, he recognized he had to get something right then and there. I guess the up air, and he's going for it.
Oh, and there's the dare again. Challenging Captain Falcon's recovery is so smart because he doesn't really, it's not too dangerous. Yes, it's a command grab. Yes, he can grab you and then pops off a little bit and he helps him recover. But you have a hitbox like Rosalina's down air in front of you, that doesn't mean anything.
Yep. Absolutely. Especially when you're playing in a game, grabs don't have super armor. And so his up B, because of the nature of it, although he is using the custom side B, the same thing still applies. You put out an active hitbox, you can't do anything about it. And the thing about it is, you have Rosalina and Luma, their hitboxes are so disjointed that if she puts any hitbox out and she's facing properly at the edge, you air dodge, you move out of the way, or you die. That's how it goes.
We just saw Terry run over to help his partner.
Yeah.
I definitely want to see more of that. It seems like they were doing 2 1v1s, or they were trying to...
Right.
Ido was just kind of zoning out Peach, but I definitely want to see Terry running in to help Peach a little bit more. I want to see Peach with her turn-ups, providing that support. I didn't really see that in the last game.
No, absolutely, absolutely, and that's something that we've kind of been stressing to the majority of the time in these doubles. Both of them, usually both teams have been playing fairly well. However, aside from K9 and Con, no one has been, ridiculously great. Stare, yep, and that wasn't be a spike. Not grab the ledge again in that situation. That's why you have to be aware when you're going for an edge guard, because if your opponent gets around you and they time their recovery to get you as soon as you get on, if you're not buffering anything, you're gonna get hit off, and then you're in a bad position, especially in doubles, where you have 2 people to deal with.
So we're definitely going to see some more Lumas just appear out of nowhere.
Oh yeah, that warp, man.
Oh, that's so unfortunate. Is he going to save him though?
Save. Yeah, that's a save. Oh, but he ends up dying, but that's okay. He was actually at a high percent, and so he will actually take that. Definitely far better than having SlayerZ die at a low percent like that. So
that was definitely a better choice.
Yeah, absolutely. So great play by Terry to realize that and go all out to save him. Ooh, nice string right there. Seems that still though, blue team right now has a dominating lead.
Yeah, blue team is ahead by a large amount of percent, but then you have to think about it again. That is a lot of rage that red team has.
Actually, if I take that back, I'm sorry. They're actually they're actually really even. Sans initially Terry right now is at 95, and just as I say that, Rosalina will die, and that will give it up to the team. Or they're in danger of dying right now. They're flying all around.
Oh, that bear,
man. Diddy Fair, so strong. Such a sweet, move. It just occupies so much space. And again, this guy, man, I don't know what Sakura was doing, but he just gave this guy the Dulcim. Oh, this did? Oh, wow. But he ends up dying as well. That was very unfortunate. Great option though by Terry. Realized that the best move for Falcon to use actually would be his fair, because even though his fair strong hit is only in the beginning frames, the move itself actually is a lingering hitbox. So great plan by him to actually go ahead and throw out that fair to give Diddy. Unfortunately doesn't get it.
Oh, there's a ledge jump.
Falcon was definitely not paying attention right there. Did not expect that. It's a great play by him. So let's see some strings. Good string right there. Fair to fair.
That was actually a good amount of damage.
Yeah, see? That's it. That will be it. Wow.
So I feel like that blue team is actually respecting players a little bit too much. I see that SlayerZ, like, they're really trying to go in on SlayerZ right now, and they're kind of letting Terry do whatever he wants.
Yeah.
And I think that's the mistake that they made in this match. Before, it was 2 1v1s, and now blue team was definitely trying to jump on Peach.
Yeah.
I don't want to see them go back to the 1v1s, even though they were winning that way.
Yeah.
But they definitely just need to support each other a little bit more.
Honestly, I do think game 1, I'm not saying it's a fluke, but I think there's just poor recognition on SlayerZ and Tearbear's part in terms of Ito's stock thinking. But for the most part, if you've noticed, Ito actually hasn't been a major problem. Yeah, he's thrown out some fairs. Yeah, he's gotten some damage right there. But for the most part, they've, if you go on the one-on-one setting, Ito has been, dying first to SlayerZ and Tearbear. It's really come down to Fallen and what Fallen has been doing off stage that has allowed them to become ahead. They weren't this time because, again, a clutch save by Tearbear. If that didn't happen, then they probably would have won that match. And again, that's really coming down to Fallen and his great gimping, edge guard ability. So Ito really has to step it up at this point. It seems that he's actually been the more weaker player at this point. I know he usually runs a Meta Knight, but he's going ahead with his Diddy Kong, but it doesn't seem like his Diddy Kong is on par at this point.
I think the reason why he's doing Diddy over Meta Knight though is that the Diddy has the kill power.
Right.
Rosalina can definitely act as a wall and build damage, but aside from gimping, she doesn't really have too much kill power.
No, I beg to differ. She actually has a ton of kill power. Her up smash is one of the strongest up smashes.
You know what? I completely forgot about
forward smash is very strong as well, and she's definitely got some strong arsenal. Her bear is very strong too as well. So
nice bear. Doesn't take the stock, but
I think that I would rather actually see him gone ahead and use this Meta Knight. But so far this has been working for him. But it seems against the higher level team. Oh, that'll be killed. Great string right there by Terry and SlayerZ. Just able to recognize what was going on. Ooh, and just like that, Terry will die.
Is that a jab up smash?
Yep.
Luma's overpowered.
Oh yeah, Chico. Chico going in, man. So, at this point, who do you think is going to come out on top?
Honestly,
we have 2-1. I know it's in Fallen Nito's favor.
These walkouts are so strong for red team. I think Terry and SlayerZ are going to take this game, and we're going to go to game 5. But in game 5, I think Ballin and Ido will win.
Okay.
But these walkouts are just so strong, and it seems like Ballin's trying to get something going with the walkouts and the warping Luma out of nowhere. But Terry's just taking advantage of them.
Yeah, and Falafel, Tearbear is actually a very, very skilled player. So is SlayerZ. They're very, very good. In fact, I would argue at this point now that Ido is actually in terms of the weakest link in terms of what's going on in these doubles. For the most part, a lot of the things that have been going on in terms of everything has really come down to Fallen. However, right now, I agree. Ido is definitely putting in some work in right now. However, during the course of their run throughout winners and on the losers, it definitely seemed that Fallen's clutch edge guarding has actually been what has elevated their game.
I didn't get to see their matches too much, but they're saying that Fallen's edge game has been...
It's been one of the major factors that's allowed them to win.
Okay.
Ido has been playing well. He's been doing a strong amount of damage. However, in terms of defense and actually helping out Fallen in perilous situations, he hasn't been too strong on that. But yes, absolutely, Sean. Ido has been putting in a ton of work in terms of damage, and he's been staying safe. He's actually been stock tanking probably better than everyone recently right now, which is great to see. And wow, great string right there. Great up air, great awareness right now by Ido. And let's see what we can do. And see, what I actually like, what I've seen from Ido for the most part, I think he's been the most patient player that we've actually seen in that. Definitely different than the previous times I've seen him hit. But right now he's been very, very patient. Recognize I don't need to go after these guys, and they go ahead and come to me. If Fallen wants to be aggressor, if he wants to be aggressor, I'll be defensive, and I'll get my damage. He's been punishing beautifully. Yeah, and Habib Ido definitely does not suck. Ido is an amazing player. He's a remarkable player.
Just so weird to see Rosalina go in like this because, man, correct me if I'm wrong, most of the time Rosalina acts as a wall.
Yeah.
And he just kind of buffers and helps her partner and plays a supporting role.
Yeah.
But that's not what Fallen's doing. He's going in. He says, I'm the main damage dealer.
I will deal damage. And this is the thing. So this is actually what I like. And I do believe that for the most part, when it comes down to Rosalina, I think Rosalina is really, really good at rushdown, more so than people think. And the reason being is, what happens to Rosalina when her rushdown doesn't work? She gets hit, as every character does. But if she gets hit, what's going to happen? More likely than not, Chico's going to hit. And from there, she gets strings. And so, for her, it's not only great for her to go in and get damage and edge guard, it's also great for her because if she gets in trade situations, she usually comes down on top. It's almost, I would actually call it more kind of akin to Snake. In terms of trades are always in his favor. I'll be up there. Yeah. All right.
That was still a great set to watch. I would have liked it to go to Game 5. I was really hoping Terry and SlayerZ would bring it to Game 5.
Yeah.
But even so, that was such a great game to watch. I learned so much personally.
Yeah.
Just as I didn't know that Rosalina could go in like that.
Yeah.